Hi, I'm Matthew Malcolm with American Vineyard Magazine, and today at the Central Coast Grape Expo, growers earned continuing education credits and received an update on several important changes in laws and regulations from Laura Ramage of the San Luis Obispo Department of Agriculture.
It's also regulated through California laws and regulations. Properties adjacent to school properties, however, are only regulated if they're a pest control business. But the main highlight topics I want to get across to growers are the changes to rodenticide labels. Those changes have been happening through the last 3 years, but almost every rodenticide label has changed in some form. So if you're going to be buying rodenticides, definitely make sure that you compare and make sure that the application site that you intend to use the baits at are on the label, and also make sure that the method that you intend to use for your baits is on the label. So if you intended to use bait stations, make sure it's still applicable with that bait that you're intending to use. The other highlight that I wanted to hit on was chlorpyrifos. That's an active ingredient for a product used on the Central Coast, typically in a brand name Lorsban. That is now going to be a California restricted material, which means that people that purchase this product need to be certified. They need to come in and get a permit with chlorpyrifos listed on there in order to purchase it to use it to store that material. So that's a big change for this product, but it's basically being driven by environmental damage and human health concerns. So that's another highlight. Also, the EPA has reinstated a streamside no spray ban. It basically designates areas from streamsides that are basically tributaries to waterways that harbor trout and salmon that are protected. So what the EPA is asking for is that there be a buffer zone between where the spray applications happen in the waterways. And then lastly, what I wanted to hit on is pesticide use near schools. There was a study released by the Department of Health, and the study was sort of biased in a way. They didn't really take into account what the Ag Department does and what growers do to make sure that schools are safe, especially when they're doing applications in ag near schools. So what we're doing as a county to make sure that these schools are safe as can be is anytime there's a restricted material being applied within a quarter mile of the school, our intent is to do a pre-application inspection on that property to make sure that everything looks correct, and then to also attempt to do an application inspection, so to actually make sure that we witness the application happening. What people need to take into account is that we already have mitigation measures in place. We ask the growers not to do applications when schools are in session or children are present. We also ask that they keep buffer areas in place, and this is all given to the growers when we issue permits. So there are a lot of safety measures in place, but because of this study, we want to show how much the Ag Department is doing to make sure the schools are safe.
Thank you, Laura. Gain the full report of Laura's presentation in the January issue of American Vineyard Magazine, and come to our expos next November for more updates. I'm Matthew Malcolm, CaliforniaAgNet.com.